Why are video meetings complicated? Number one, there's been a general move away from standards like SIP, further complicating the situation. During the pandemic, there was a rise of different platforms non-SIP based like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet, and they all require some form of gateway to join. Gateways can be hard to use and complicated for users, and in some cases not extend the full feature set of the platform out to those devices. Number two, multiple ways to schedule meeting platforms based on the platform you're trying to join. In some cases, you may require plugins. In some cases, you may have to go to a web page or portal to schedule that, and that can differ from platform to platform. Number three, multiple ways to join that meeting once it's been scheduled. One popular method is one button to push. We find that very common these days. Another could be an individual macro per meeting platform that you have to identify the meeting you're trying to join, put in the meeting ID and join. You can use a gateway to join these meetings. And in some cases, read through the invite, find the number you have to dial and manually type that in. But in all cases, vendors generally ask the customer to change their workflow to accommodate. So what are the challenges with joining these different meeting platforms? Number one, the first challenge is getting the meeting to start on time. Most meetings are delayed these days. Number two, popular meeting platforms these days tend to be proprietary islands of technology requiring some form of gateway to join. These gateways rarely extend the full feature set of the platform out to these devices and can affect things like video and audio quality, what kind of content you can share, whether or not you can get rosters or participant lists, for example. Number three, if you do get connected, your user experience will change per meeting type. And this means whether or not you have a 10 o'clock Teams meeting, an 11 o'clock WebEx meeting, or a 12 o'clock Zoom meeting, your ability to share content will change, how you share content will change, how you select your headsets, microphones, what screen you will share, how you mute yourself will all change with the experience as well. So what are the different solutions out there to solve the B2B challenge? Number one is something I like to call the individual solution. This was the person at home working on a laptop and a web camera with multiple software clients, and the particular software client would launch based on the invite that you clicked on the link. This did not provide a single user experience. Your user experience would change by meeting type. Number two, something I like to call the rooms-based solutions. And this is if you have a typical meeting room with a Cisco or Poly device, and you want to use that device to join multiple meeting platforms. One approach is to use something called USB Passthrough, which is where you connect USB to your laptop, and the codec is on your laptop, and you use the video system as a high-end web camera. Better audio, better camera, better microphone, better speakers, and so on. If you had newer technology, that worked great. If you had older hardware, you may have to employ something called the dongle to accommodate the same thing. But these are solutions that you attack the problem in the meeting room. Number three, this is a solution that resides partially in the network and partially in the room. In the network, we have a component called CVI, or Cloud Video Interop, which allows for any vintage of endpoint to join a Teams call using one button to push. And you can share your content both ways as long as you're sharing screen-based content. The room-based part of the solution is called Direct Guest Join, and this is WebRTC at the endpoint and is available in the latest Cisco endpoints, but it can only share content one direction. Direct Guest Join is for joining external invites, while CVI is mainly used by people sending internal invites to your organization. Number four is a network-based solution, and this is a technology that sits in your network, transparent to the user. It allows for you to join any meeting type, whether it's internal or external. It allows you to share content in both directions. It allows you to share both application-based content and screen sharing, and it gives you a consistent user experience for all your meeting types. So how can you pick your solution? The first thing you need to consider is, what do you want to achieve as an organization? Do you want to join meetings internally? Do you want to join external meetings? What brands of meeting types do you plan to join? What kind of content you plan on sharing? Will it work for your current video devices? Will it work for your new video devices? And most importantly, is it easy for your users to use? Because that will breed adoption. So what are the takeaways from today? Most importantly, it shouldn't matter who sends the invite. You should be able to join your meeting, whether it's an external meeting or an internal meeting. Feature sets shouldn't be dependent on who sends the invite. You should also be able to share your content any way you plan on sharing content. So make sure the platform you choose can share contents all the various methods you plan on using. The solution you're looking at should also be able to support any legacy devices you have, as well as the new and latest, greatest technology you're buying. We have seen the most success with our customers when they choose that single, easy user experience for all meeting platforms versus a deep native experience for one platform and a complicated experience for all other meeting platforms. The most important thing to consider and take away from today is you need to make it easy for users to adopt the technology.